Hey, this is Tommy Victor from Prong, and you're watching CMS TV.
Snap your fingers, snap your neck. That, of course, is Prong with Snap Your Fingers, Snap Your Neck. And, Chris, we got another guy on the phone that's going to snap his fingers and instantly snap our necks. We've got Brian Perry on the phone. Welcome to the Classic Metal Show there, Brian.
Hey, man, thank you very much. Which one are you?
This is Neely.
All right, Neely, what's going on, man? Hey, that was a pretty cool song, man. That was a pretty good tune.
Well, we understand that you kind of contributed to that a little bit.
Was that the live version I heard?
That was the live version.
Yeah, it was me on bass, man. 100% live, just like I said on the record, man. It was a lot of fun playing that record.
Excellent.
It was awesome.
Well, Brian, Dave Tedder obviously turned you on to us, or vice versa, and he wanted to get you a little bit of exposure here on the Classic Metal Show, and we made a star out of another Tedder friend, Eric Braverman. I don't know if you know him or not.
Sounds familiar. Why would I know that?
I'm not really sure, but anyway, Dave always sends new talent our way, and we're going to find out a little bit about you. Right
on. Cool. What do you want to know?
Well, who are you? What do you do? And why are you on our show?
Okay. Well, the reason I'm on the show is I got tired of not making money in the music business. So one day I went out looking for clothing for my brother's new kid. He had just had a baby, and I was looking for rock and roll infants and toddlers stuff for the new kid, and I went out looking for something, and I didn't see anything, and I was like, I could go home and come up with some funny, clever ideas. So I went home and came up with a really cool spoof for AC/DC, and it was ABCD, but for those about to walk, and I actually went to New York and gave my idea a spin with their licensing company, and they liked it, and we started negotiating, and things didn't work out, and they ended up using my idea. But anyway, I ended up going to Alice Cooper. I wanted to do an Alice Cooper kind of idea, welcome to my daycare. Basically, I was creating the wacky packages of rock and roll for infants and toddlers for clothing. If anybody remembers that out there, it was like stickers that you would get with bubble gum in it, and it was spoofs on household items, But anyway, getting back to the clothing, basically, I tried to license the names of the artist, and it kind of failed. It was just too hard to get people to agree to call the artist Alice Cooper. You know what I'm saying? So I decided to make lemonade out of the lemons I was given, and the name of the company is Walk and Roll Clothing. And I spoofed the name of the artist by using the font or the style of the artist in the Walk and Roll title of my company on the top of the shirt. And I spoofed them, so it's pretty cool. I spoofed Kiss, AC/DC, I got Led Zeppelin, Alice Cooper, as I mentioned, Iron Maiden, Def Leppard, Sex Pistols, bunch of them. And it's endless. The list is endless. And actually, this idea is even better because I don't owe anybody any licensing. There's no time limit, and I could spoof just about anybody as long as they had a cool title that I could spoof,
Well, Brian, your call must have been misdirected because the Classic Metal Show is notoriously known for hating children, especially babies. And that's the last thing we want to talk about on the show. So I think I'm going to have to end this call right now.
That's all right then. I don't give a fuck. Go for it. I got it out there. Walkandrollclothing.com.
Well, Brian, let's step back a little bit before you form the clothing line, because it's not, it's not like you're some guy that's been, walking around looking for a clothing idea your whole life. I mean, it's just the opposite from everything I've read and been told. I mean,
right.
You've been a pro musician for a long time in some fairly popular bands, man.
Yeah, I mean, it just kind of culminated. I've always been an artist and a musician, and the musician thing has been mainly the thing that's been getting me through for the past 20-some years. And, I played with Lizzie Borden when I first came out to L.A. and did a record and toured with him, did a bunch of videos, and, And then I went to Dirty Looks for another 2.5 years, did the same thing with them, videos and a record, and then ended up playing with Jakey Lee for a number of months. We did a tour. And, it's, just kind of came as a necessity. It kind of just came up because, like I said, it was like I was actually reading a book. I know I'm giving plugs for books now, but it was Think and Grow Rich and Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And it was like this thing was sitting right in front of me. It was so easy to do, but just to make steps to make it happen. Some people just don't make those steps, and I just kind of just like, you know what, this is too easy.
Sure.
So,
now, how do you transfer over from being rock guy, where kind of the last thing in the world any rock guy wants to deal with is hearing or even thinking about babies, into an idea that's based solely around babies and kids?
Yeah, well, like I said, I mean, it was a fluke. My brother had a kid, and I went shopping, and it was like, there's nothing that I liked, and I thought this is easy. And when I was reading these books, they were saying if you can latch onto, say, clothing, if you can sell something, clothing line, or like sell emotion, which this is totally emotion. People look at it and they laugh. It's like, oh, how cute, and it's like you can make a lot of money. So I figured, this is right. This is just too easy. So, that's all. It's no big deal. It's just smoke a bong load and think up something funny. Really. Have you gone to the site? Have you checked it out at all?
Yeah, it's fun, man. I mean, the stuff is fun. Thank God my kids are well past the age to need that stuff. But the thing that is cool about it is it really does give and. Let me even come back up a little bit. Most people, they take their kid to Walmart and they stick them in whatever football jersey they can find for their little kid, because that's all there really is. There's nothing that really represents people that are just rockers at heart. Right.
Yeah. There's no specific clothing line, besides the foo-foo kind of clothing lines that they have out there for kids, for babies. So I figured this is kind of cute. That might work too.
Sure.
So it's exactly. People put worse shit on kids than this stuff. And,
right
on. What I mean?
Well, Brian, which third world country do you have your slave labor working out of?
China. No, I'm only kidding. No, just kidding. No. This is good old USA, made in the USA.
Sure. Well,
no, really, it is.
Well, we're getting suggestions in the chat room. One of our participants in the chat room said maybe you should do a Rick Astley bib that says "Never gonna spit you up."
There you go.
How about that?
Writing it down.
I'm writing it down. Believe it, the one that I did for Van Halen, a friend of mine suggested, and he didn't even know it was funny. I just posted something on Facebook, and he goes, "Hey, here's a good idea," and he gave me like Hot for Teether for Van Halen. And I thought, oh, how funny! And I ran into him the other night. I go, "Hey, by the way," I go, "that's one of my better sellers. Thanks."
Wow.
Yeah.
So is this a pretty lucrative thing for you?
Well, it's just starting to take off a little bit because it's starting to get noticed now. It's not high up in the search engines. That's the thing. Because right now I only have it on the web at walkandrollclothing.com. So it's until I get it into major retail chains or just even minor retail chains would be cool. But it's slowly going. But yeah, I mean, dude, there's a baby born every second somewhere.
Sure. Well, the thing is that this, being that you're a rock and roll guy yourself, musician, and obviously you have an affection for the hard rock and metal bands and so forth, this seems like this might hit just a niche market, much like the Classic Metal Show. I mean, we've been doing this show for 14 years, and it's a very niche thing where the mainstream people who are into the typical garbage like Britney Spears or Taylor Swift or whatever the hot new thing of the day is. This is going to appeal to people who have more of a classic taste or an old school taste maybe, because I don't think young mothers in their 20s are gonna look at an Alice Cooper reference and get it.
Right. Well, I started with these, and I'm going to be moving into all aspects. I will be moving into the 20-year-old, mom market.
Sure.
This is just the beginning.
Sure.
But yeah, you're absolutely right. It's going to, because this, like I said earlier, this is even better because I don't owe anybody any licensing, and now it's limitless, the spoofs that I can do.
Right, absolutely. Yeah, and unless you can go more mainstream and, to where it makes sense to, basically the mindless people out there who follow whatever pop culture is offering them, it's going to be a tough go for you.
Hey metalheads, tired of waiting for new episodes? Crave the real raw classic metal show? For just $4.99 a month, you can become a CMS VIP. You get every episode a full week early, completely uncensored, and 100% commercial free. It's the only place to interact directly with the show, plus you score the Fast Pass, so your song requests get bumped straight to the head of the line on every live version. So what are you waiting for? Subscribe right now at classicmetalshow.locals.com and become a CMS VIP today.
Yeah. I mean, exactly. You're right. Absolutely. I just figured these are the ones that first came to mind when I was doing it because it was the stuff that I would probably buy over any of the new stuff. So.
Sure.
Yeah,
well, what do you think about this one, Brian? How about you give lunch a bad taste? Does that work?
You give lunch a bad taste.
Yeah. Bon Jovi font? That would work, right?
I don't know. How about rain and mud?
How about this one? How about 006, the number of my teeth? You can have those free, honest.
How about some Aerosmith, Back in the Stroller Again?
Right. How funny.
See, we're just coming up with them right and left. So you're not so creative.
Dude, they have to be really good, like For Toes About to Walk, baby. Or Heat Seeker. How about Brown and Back? Something like that.
Right. Well, Brian, are you still a musician? Do you still play?
Yeah, basically, I'm doing a lot of studio session stuff as of late. Since the prong thing, I haven't done anything major, to mention. But I've been playing around town a little bit, but nothing, with the guitar player who was playing with prong. He plays with Madonna, Monty Pittman, and we've done gigs around town here and there, but mainly session stuff. Because I've had a day gig for the past 10 years as a graphic designer.
Sure.
Actually, I worked at Metal Blade Records for a number of years. I was the web designer for them for about 6.5 years, I think.
Right. So, so you're doing session musician at night, doing a day gig during the day, and on the side you're doing baby clothes.
That's right. I'm a very busy person.
Well, where did you find the time to call the Classic Metal Show, for Christ's sakes? You should be at the drawing board right now rather than wasting your time with us.
Well, actually, I'm actually sitting at the drawing board as I'm talking to you guys, so you're not that far off.
Well, you gotta make something that's related to the Classic Metal Show.
All right. I'll think of something.
Very nice, man. Well, Brian, why don't you tell everybody where they can get your clothing at, where they can view it at, and maybe clue people in a little bit on how long it takes to order and how old the kids have to be, what the age range is and stuff.
Yeah, okay. Well, just go to walkandrollclothing.com, and that's WALK, and you spell out end, AND, rollclothing.com. And basically, it's spoofs and parodies of iconic rock bands such as AC/DC, Led Zeppelin, Alice Cooper, Iron Maiden, just the list goes on. And there's about 16 designs, and more are going to keep coming. And the ages go from infant to like 4 years old, because you don't want to put a kid that's 4 years old in a shirt that says "For Toes About to Walk." You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Well, so, but yeah, and there's even some mom stuff like maternity wear that they can wear too, and there's stuffed animal type stuff, and it's cool. A lot of people like it. It's getting a lot of recognition, and people are digging it and eating it up. So
sure,
check it out and help out the rock and roll cause instead of going to these big companies and spending all your money on crap.
Right.
Right.
Well, how did you hook up with Dave Tedder?
I've known Dave since when I moved out here. I believe he worked at Metal Blade back in the day when I was with Lizzie. That was my whole association with Metal Blade. It was because when I played with Lizzie, and I believe Dave worked in the office back then. And then, I don't know, I ran into him again after I worked somewhere else, and somebody was talking to him on the phone. I go, oh, I know that guy. And then I sent him my link to my website, and he called me and he said, man, you have a really, really grand idea, and let's help you out, make it happen. So here we are.
Sure.
Trying to make it happen.
Well, I guess you did a little work with Phil Lewis of LA Guns too, right?
Yeah. Back in I don't even know what year that was.
99.
Yeah. Okay, that sounds about right. A friend of mine, Alex Kane, who used to be a guitar player in the band LSD. He's still a real good friend of mine, and he called me up one day. He goes, "Hey man, you want to come over my pad and record some bass tracks for a Phil Lewis record?" And I was like, "Sure." So we ended up doing a Cheap Trick song. I think it was Just Got Back.
Okay. Excellent.
Yeah, and so that was a pretty cool experience. Although I've never met Phil Lewis. Isn't that funny?
Well, he's a good friend of mine personally, so he's a good dude.
Well, tell him I said hello, and that he still owes me a beer, because I've talked to him on the phone and emailed him.
Nice.
And he keeps saying, yeah, I owe you a beer.
Sure.
But yeah, that's funny.
All right, Brian. Well, we appreciate you taking a few minutes to talk to us here on the Classic Metal Show. Go over and visit Brian over at his website at Walk and Roll. Is there Walk and Roll Clothing?
Yeah, .com.
.com, and go pick up some baby stuff.
Yeah, man, it's cool shit.
All right. Well, we'll take your word for it.
Right on.
All right. Well, we thought we'd close this interview with the Phil Lewis song from his More Purple Than Black release, which you played on. And before we do that, we want to ask you a traditional Classic Metal Show question. How has Lemmy from Motorhead influenced your career?
How has Lemmy influenced my career? I'll answer that, and I have a funny story about that. Let's see. I played Rickenbackers for a while.
Well, who hasn't?
Pretty funny.
All right, Brian. Well, again, we appreciate you taking a few minutes to talk to us. Go visit him over at his website, and let's end this interview with some Phil Lewis from the More Purple Than Black release, and this one is called "Just Go Back."
Now, Just Got Back.
Oh,
it's a cheap trick cover.
Gotcha. Just Got Back exclusively here
on your Classic Metal Show.
Heavy metal warriors, are you ready to crank it up? The Classic Metal Show is live every Saturday night, 9 p.m. to 3 a.m., and you can blast it right on your big screen TV. Just download the Rumble app on your smart TV or streaming device. Head to rumble.com/c/CMS. Follow the channel and get ready to headbang from your couch or your bed. Monday through Friday at 8 p.m., catch the daily replay, plus killer interviews on Chris Aiken Presents. No cable, no limits, pure classic metal live whenever we hit the stream. Download Rumble now, subscribe, and never miss a riff again. The Classic Metal Show, louder on Rumble.